Perfect. Perfect. So like we are here today for most likely good questions of chemistry. We have got Miss Mini, a stalwart teacher who has like vast experience into chemistry, technically sound teacher, stalwart teacher of rough books, having like more than 20 to 25 years of experience into this subject. At the same time, the teacher is so technically sound, so the teacher knows in and out about the subject, whatever the chapter is, micro concepts. If I go on to the like topic wise or at the micro topical level also, the teacher knows what is in and out about that. At the same time, I'll request the students who are already present into this Zoom meeting or who are watching it live onto the YouTube. You will be shared the Zoom meeting ID and password. If so, if you want to join the session, you are welcome. If not, if the meeting is full by some chance, stay live on YouTube, and whatever your doubts are there, just post it onto the description section. At the same time, we are discussing most likely, most expected questions from our point of view that would be coming into the board exams. We have done like every session in the past, which proves itself, like whatever we our board experts are telling you, that questions are definitely reflecting into the exam. May not be similar question, but at the theme of the question would remain the same. Is there anyone over here like who would like to throw some light about this, like how the session is like, and did it help you? Can anybody tell me?
Sir, physics session helped a lot.
Yes, sir, it did. That's why I'm expecting 40, sir.
Yes, sir. Seems a lot like the
Yes, sir, me too. Yes, sir. Everything we discussed in the class came in the paper.
came
And
into
many, yes, sir, many questions from the test also.
Yes.
absolutely. So about the tests, like the questions that we prepared in the form of crash course that we took in, we unlocked for you. Okay, you just the
How to access it, sir?
the what I could say, the videos link, the conceptual videos that we have would be unlocked. The batch code would be shared with you. It would be posted into the YouTube live section, also in the chat section of this. Okay, so whatever might be the session, it would go smooth. Also, I'd like to request everyone, like whoever wants to throw some doubts, just listen to the instructions that or the topic that Minimus is explaining. Okay, once the topic is finished and still your doubt persists, then and only then ask the doubt. Unless what it would do is the rigorous doubt solving would take place and we won't be able to complete the session. Okay, so guys, like I've already told you, whatever things that we are doing, it would be done the same way. Also the material that Minimis has made, like the most likely expected questions, a small PDF or PPT, it would be also given to you in the form of a drive link into the YouTube description box. So like be assured to check that also. Also you'll get all those things into the free study material of the Rough Box app. Okay, if still your doubt persists, I'm telling you a number. It's 915-295-8335. Give us a call, okay, and we'll be able to help you out. Ma'am, anything from your end, or like are we good to start with the session then?
No, we are good to go.
Sure, ma'am. All yours, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Good evening, children. So today we are going to start with the quick revision of the question paper. I have made, so side by side when I share the questions, I will be sharing the other questions also with you, similar questions, how they can be asked. Okay, so just give me a second, let me share it with you. Okay.
Ma'am, if we are good to solve these questions, are we prepared?
Yes, you are prepared. If you are able to solve these questions, I would consider that you will get 40 on 40. So similarly, when I start discussing these questions, I would be asking you similar questions on the similar lines. Okay. So shall we? First question. An unsaturated hydrocarbon.
Propene.
Propene. Correct. Now, similarly, they could have given you a hydrocarbon with general formula CnH2n. Instead of saying unsaturated hydrocarbon, So then also it would be propene. Okay. So either they will give you this way or they can give the general formula and you have to identify. The substitution product of methane.
Chloroform.
Chloroform.
Chloroform. Very good. And what is the molecular formula for chloroform?
CHCl3.
CHCl3. Absolutely. And what is the IUPAC name for CHCl3?
1, 2.
See, when child, it's only one. Okay, see, chloroform is CHCl3. So we have correct, trichloromethane. Don't get confused. So it's the final one carbon. Okay.
Ma'am, the final product is carbon tetrachloride, right?
But here we are talking about the options given. How can you take the final product? See, options given to you are chloroethane, acetic acid, formaldehyde, and chloroform. So you have to choose out of this.
Yes.
So all are substitution products, okay? Even chloromethane is a substitution product. Dichloromethane is trichloromethane, tetrachloromethane. So you have to see that. Main ore of iron is
Hematite.
So now I would, yes. So 1 mark question definitely is going to be on. They will give you, they can ask you the ore and they can ask you give the chemical name for it. Okay. So say for example, calamine. If I ask you, write the chemical name for calamine. So what's the chemical name for calamine?
ZnCO3.
Zinc carbonate.
Zinc carbonate. Correct. Absolutely. So you need to know the chemical name, you need to know the ore, and you need to know the formula. So 1 mark, definitely they are going to ask you. The catalyst preferred for the manufacture of nitric acid.
Platinum.
Platinum. And where do we use vanadium pentoxide?
In the formation of
contact
sulfuric
process.
acid.
Contact process.
And where do
Contact
we use
process.
finally divided iron?
In the formation of
Industrial preparation of ammonia.
ammonia
Very
gas.
good. Manufacture of ammonia or industrial preparation or large
Haber's
Post-walt
process.
process.
Haber's.
Haber's process.
Ammonia is Haber's. Okay, nitric acid is Ostwald. And contact is sulfuric. So
Sulfuric.
definitely 1 question, they will give you a table and they will give you Haber's process contact or Ostwald process contact. 2 manufacturers they will give you. So either they will give you under what conditions nitrogen combined with hydrogen to form ammonia. So you have to write all the conditions. What is the catalyst? What is the promoter? How much is the temperature? And what is the pressure? Right? So definitely 1 question is on this. The saturated hydrocarbons undergo. So
Substitution
reaction.
And unsaturated will undergo
Addition.
reaction. Very good. Copper on reacting with concentrated sulfuric acid gives
Sulfur dioxide.
Sulfur
dioxide. Very good. And this is also your test for concentrated sulfuric acid. So if they ask you concentrated H2SO4 and concentrated nitric acid, you can say add copper to both. Okay. So for concentrated HNO3, you will say reddish brown gas is evolved, and here you can say no such gas is evolved. Okay. Ammonia is manufactured by
Haber's
process.
Drying agent used in the lab preparation
Concentrated
sulfuric acid.
Concentrated sulfuric acid. See, once again, children, questions are going to be very simple. Sometimes, they say the drying agent not used in the lab preparation of hydrochloric acid. So not used, if they write, then you will write quicklime. Okay.
Quicklime.
So they will give you certain answers which can be used, and 1 answer will be the odd one out. The gas which turns moist starch iodide.
Chlorine.
Correct. So similarly, 1 question is definitely on the test of a gas. The gas which turns lead acetate paper to silvery black is
Hydrogen sulfide.
hydrogen sulfide. H2S also turns lead nitrate solution to black. Okay. And what is the test for SO2?
It changes from potassium dichromate paper to orange to green.
Lime water milky. No, lime water milky, you will not take it for SO2. It's not accepted in
It
ICS.
turns
It
magnesium
changes-
permanganate from pink to
Acidified potassium dichromate paper from orange to green,
Green.
or it turns acidified potassium permanganate solution from purple to colorless. Okay?
Lime water turbid.
Lime water milky, it does, but then it is not
Not milk. Ma'am, it
considered
will be-
because all acidic gases will turn lime water milky. So only carbon dioxide we consider it in ICSE. So only when CO2
For
is
SO2 we
involved,
can write lime water turbid.
turbid.
It turns-
Again, I am saying avoid writing it. You should always write acidified potassium dichromate paper or solution from orange to green. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Define isomerism and alloy. What is isomerism?
Isomerism is the process, the phenomenon in which compound having
Molecular formula is same.
Same molecular
Structure
formula, but
But
different
different
structural
structural
formula are
formula.
called isomers, and the phenomena is known as isomerism.
Very, very good. Now,
compound having same molecular formula but different structural
Structural
formula with different physical and chemical property are known as isomers.
physical properties, chemical, no need to mention. Even if you say compounds having
Okay, ma'am.
same molecular formula but different structural formula are known as isomers, and the phenomenon is called isomerism. Now we have children 4 compounds. Okay, they can ask you isomers of butane, pentane, butane, and butyne. So how many isomers are there in butane?
2.
2. Very good.
And butane and isobutane.
Isobutane.
Correct. How many isomers are there in pentane?
3.
3.
Normal.
And pentane and
And 2 pentane.
pentane.
Yes. Normal pentane, isopentane, neopentane. Okay. So if they sometimes write the structural formula for the following organic compounds. So they may give you isopentane. So you should know how to make isopentane. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Alloy. Now what is alloy?
And
Alloy
alloy
is
is
a
a
composition
homologous
of
mixture
two or
of
more
2
metal
or
with a
more
non-metal.
metals or 1 or more metals with certain
Non-metallic
elements.
elements.
Non-metallic element. Very, very good. So you have to, keywords here are homogeneous mixture. Okay. And certain non-metallic elements. Sometimes children just write it is a mixture of 2 or more metals. Then it is wrong. So you have to write, yes.
Ma'am, I have written an alloy is an homogeneous mixture of 2 or more metals or metal with non-metal.
2 or more metals with certain non-metallic elements. Like for stainless steel, though you don't have this, it has iron, it has chromium, it has nickel, but it has carbon. Okay.
Ma'am, I have
Okay,
a
ma'am.
different definition over here. Can I just read it out to you?
Please read it out.
Alloy is a substance prepared by adding other metals to a base metal in appropriate proportions to obtain a certain desirable property.
So that's not the exact definition of alloy.
Ma'am, it was right here in the last.
It's given in Viram Bilal.
Yes.
Yes, in Viram.
Don't talk about the properties. Okay. In Viraf Dalal, certain definitions are incorrect. So please, homogeneous, because in ICSE they are very, very particular about the keywords. So if you
Ma'am?
written, yes.
Ma'am, in my book, Evergreen, in Evergreen, it is given that 2 or more compounds having same molecular formula but different physical and chemical property.
But that is okay. But because you are writing compounds having same molecular formula and different structural formula. You are writing this, no? Actual
Yes.
definition is this, and then you are giving extra. But in alloys, you have to mention about that an alloy is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more metals or of 1 or more metal with certain non-metallic element. Okay, that has to be written. You want me to say it again?
Yes, ma'am.
An alloy is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more metals or of one or more metal with certain non-metallic elements. Okay?
Ma'am, for isomerism, we'll write the definition of isomer first and we'll write this phenomenon is termed as isomerism.
Yes, yes, very, very important. Now see, if they ask you this in give one technical term or chemical term for the following. The phenomenon by which the compounds having same molecular formula but different structural formula. There if you write isomer, it will be wrong because phenomenon is isomerism. Okay? So there you have to be very careful that what are they asking you?
Yes,
Are they, yes. Write the balanced chemical equation for the following. Now here they are going to, they can give you direct like this, the one I have shared with you, action of dilute nitric acid on calcium hydrogen sulfide. So whenever any metal sulfide or metal bisulfide is also known as hydrogen sulfide, you add dilute acid, you get salt, water and sulfur
dioxide gas.
Same question that we asked to you in observation also. Give one relevant observation for the following. So there you give observation for SO2 gas. Remember, observations are always for the what you see, what you smell and what you hear. So if you can see the change in color, like for SO2 you say
Ma'am, a colorless, odorless gas is evolved which turns acidified potassium dichromate paper from orange to green.
For SO2, don't say odorless because it has a burnt sulfur smell. Okay.
It's a highly suffocating.
SO2 has pungent suffocating odor, no?
Suffocating
No.
odor. It's a poisonous gas.
Suffocating odor. It is a suffocating, but again, pungent word is used for ammonia. Okay. Remember.
Ma'am, if I write it's a poisonous gas.
No, listen to me now. If they ask you a test, if you have to give, for example, for this equation, you have to give a test, just write a gas which turns acidified potassium dichromate paper from orange to green. Simple. Avoid confusion. Okay. Because it is turning acidified. They are not asking you odor. They are asking you a test, confirmatory test, observation. So if you pass this gas through a acidified potassium dichromate solution or paper, it will turn it from orange to green. Okay?
Yes, yes.
Thermal decomposition of ammonium chloride. Yes.
Ma'am, can you please write the equation of first point, action of dilute nitric acid on calcium hydrogen sulfide?
Okay, I will write it down for you. See, it is, I'll write it here, okay? Calcium hydrogen sulfide is this, plus HCl. You need to balance the equation. So you get CaCl2 because this is the metal. So salt because it is decomposed by
So 2
hydrochloric
plus
acid.
H2O.
Yes, 2 water and 2
SO2.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
But it is given dilute nitric acid,
Nitric
not hydrogen chloride.
Oh, sorry. So you can take nitric acid here. Okay.
CaNO3 whole twice will form.
HNO3. See, if they give you nitric acid, you make nitrate. Okay. So only difference is this will change. If they give you sulfuric acid, you make sulfate. Okay.
Ma'am, we have to mention dilute and concentrated in the reaction.
No, here you don't need to mention because they have already given it. If you see in the question paper, sorry, I have.
If we need to mention it, should we write it under it or beside it? Like HCl dilute under or beside HCl?
Under. Always
Okay.
under. See,
And then
when if they ask you, state the property of nitric acid when it gives out SO2 on reaction with calcium hydrogen sulfide. If they ask you to define the property or state the property, there it is important to give that it is dilute because acidic property will be shown only by dilute acids. But in balanced chemical equation, it is okay because it is mentioned in the question paper. Okay? So
Yes,
where it is not mentioned, there you have to give. you have to be very particular, and especially for concentrated, you have to write. Say, for example, I ask you dehydrating property of dehydration of sugar. So there you have to mention C12H22O11, concentrated H2SO4. So if you write only H2SO4, then it will be wrong, because only when sulfuric acid is in concentrated state, it will dehydrate. It will remove water from the compound. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thermal decomposition of ammonium chloride, NH4Cl. Now, thermal word is used, so you have to put heat sign on the arrow.
Ammonia and HCl.
Ammonia and HCl. So, action of concentrated nitric acid on copper.
Copper, nitrate, nitrogen dioxide, and water.
Very good.
Yes.
Copper nitrate, nitrogen dioxide. And so, wherever concentrated nitric acid is used,
It will give NO2 gas.
Yes,
Nitrogen
it will give you
dioxide
NO2,
gas.
Reddish
and
brown
which is the
gas.
reddish brown gas. Action of concentrated sulfuric acid on sulfur.
SO2
Sulfur
gas.
dioxide and
SO2
water.
plus H2O.
Very good. Action of aqueous ammonia. Now here, instead of giving you ammonium hydroxide, they've written aqueous ammonia with ferric sulfate.
Reddish brown precipitate of ferric hydroxide.
FeOH whole 3.
Yes,
Ferric hydroxide
FeOH.
and ammonium chloride.
Whole thrice, so reddish brown color.
Ammonium sulfate will be the byproduct. Yes, reddish brown precipitate will be the precipitate of ferric hydroxide, FeOH thrice. Okay.
Ma'am, for the
Okay.
observation of nitrogen dioxide gas, we'll write a reddish brown gas nitrogen dioxide is evolved, which does not turn acidified potassium dichromate paper from orange
No.
to green.
Ma'am, no need to write.
No. Please don't write that. You just write a reddish brown gas is evolved. That's it. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Don't
Yes.
give. See, paper is going to be very, very simple, children. And they will ask you basic conceptual questions. Basic. They would like to know whether child has understood the concept of acidic property. That when a dilute acid added to a metal carbonate, which gas is evolved? Carbon dioxide is evolved. So that can be asked to you in the form of equation. That can be asked to you in the form of observation. It can be asked to you in the form of name the gas evolved. So basic things you need to, you have to keep your eyes open and you have to read your question very, very carefully. Don't mix observation. Don't try to give double observations, okay? There you make mistake. There you contradict your own statement. So just be simple and crisp. A reddish brown gas. That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Action of, okay, complete and balance the following reactions. Now, this is always remember any oxidation, whether if it is alkane, alkene, alkyne, when you are burning, that means combustion, it is going to give you carbon dioxide.
CO2 and H2.
Water.
CO2 and H2O, always. Okay?
Ma'am, heat is evolved.
heat.
Yes, heat is evolved. So that is optional. Even if you don't write and balance the reactions, they are not going to, cut marks for that. But yes, if they ask you, alkanes are good gaseous fuels. For example, this is your question.
Because
Alkanes
large amount of heat is released
yes,
during
because they
Ma'am,
give out
can you
large
repeat?
amount of heat and they have high calorific
Calorific value. They are inflammable.
inflammable. Very, very good. So similarly, they can ask you, alkenes burn with a non-sooty flame. Okay?
Because the carbon is oxidized completely.
Yes, because of the low carbon content, which gets oxidized completely. Okay, so mention that carbon content is lesser, so it gets oxidized completely, hence it gives a non-sooty flame. Whereas alkenes and alkynes, they burn with a sooty flame because of the greater proportion of carbon content, which does not get oxidized completely, right?
Yes.
So methane with chlorine. Now here,
CH3Cl plus
CH3Cl
HCl.
plus
Very
HCl.
and next one, sodium carbonate with HCl.
Sodium chloride,
Then
carbon
is
dioxide.
Cl plus H2O plus CO2.
CO and
Cl
CO2.
plus H2O plus CO2.
And you will balance the equation.
It's mandatory to draw.
Mandatory to balance all equations.
No, ma'am, it's mandatory to draw an arrow on CO2.
Upward arrow, it's
Upward.
okay. No. It's not mandatory. In ICSE, we are not that strict. Okay.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the equation for the second one?
Yes, CH3Cl plus HCl. Chloromethane.
Ma'am, but I follow the fact, and in that it is given that under direct sunlight it is forming carbon and HCl.
No, not carbon. And see, then again, this equation is not in our scope. Why are you making that? It will not happen. Okay. So don't get confused. You have,
sorry.
listen to me, children. You have only substitution reaction. Okay. Just stick to the scope. Substitution means one by one you are going to substitute chlorine. Hydrogen is removed and chlorine is replaced. Okay.
Please write the balance.
Okay, ma'am.
The first.
It's a which one?
The first one.
Okay, who is going to balance C2H4 plus O2 will give you CO2 and H2O. Please balance it quick.
C2H4 plus 3O2.
CO2 plus H2O.
Or CO2 plus 5H2.
C2H4 plus 3O2 give you 2 CO2 and 2 H2O.
Okay. Got it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes.
Ma'am,
It would be CO2 plus 2H2O.
what we have to do in organic chemistry, because I studied what was given as the reduced syllabus, but in various question papers things are coming out of syllabus, so I'm confused, ma'am. Can you please
Don't see those papers, Betty. That is what I keep telling children always. ICSE is a student-friendly board. They have given a scope, set scope. Just follow the scope. They will never give you any question which is out of scope. And God forbid, if 1 mark comes out of scope, they give bonus marks. They will give +1 there and then. It's not, and it will not happen, first of all. It has never happened. So please don't worry.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Just
So we
follow.
only have
Ma'am, we don't
addition
have
and substitution
reactions.
reactions, right, ma'am?
We have substitution reaction. We did know.
Substitution,
Chlorine.
yes, ma'am.
See, substitution is when hydrogen is substituted by chlorine, where we make carbon tetrachloride, and for ethane with chlorine, we make hexachloroethane.
Yes,
C2Cl6. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Distinguish between the following pairs of compounds. Now, this is very, very important. Here, they may give you a reagent. For example, here they give you using lead nitrate solution. Okay. They give you a reagent. Then you have to make sure that you use only that reagent. Then you cannot use your own reagent. First of all, whenever any type of differentiation is asked to you, between it is always going to be between 2 acids or 2 gases or 2 salts or 2 bases. Okay. Now, say for example, dilute HCl, dilute H2SO4. They have given you a reagent using lead nitrate solution. So then you will write under dilute HCl, you write white precipitate of lead chloride is formed, which dissolves on heating. And white PPT of lead sulfate remains
insoluble on heating.
Ma'am, barium also, right?
Sorry?
We use barium as well, right?
What did I say? You did not hear my question. I said using lead nitrate solution. It is given to you in a question paper. Then you cannot use your own reagent. Okay. Then you follow the instruction given in the question paper. Now here, for example, nothing is given to you. Then you can use either barium chloride solution or you can use silver nitrate solution. So any one you can use. So if you use barium chloride, say for example, add barium chloride solution to both. Under dilute H2SO4, you write white precipitate of barium sulfate is formed. Under dilute HCl, no such precipitate is formed.
You have to show the equation also.
No, no. You just need to add a common reagent to both and give observation. No equation to be given in differentiation.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can we use MnO2?
No, that is used for concentrated HCl. Had it been concentrated HCl and dilute HCl, then you can use that. Add MnO2. Under concentrated HCl, you get a
Greenish yellow
gas.
chlorine gas.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Ma'am, during the laboratory preparation of HCl,
Yeah.
what is the observation that we see? In our book, it's just 2 lines written, and I don't find it relevant.
Lab preparation of HCl.
Yes, ma'am.
So you want observation for HCl, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Say a glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide solution when brought near the mouth of the test tube containing HCl gas, dense white fumes of NH4Cl are seen.
No, ma'am, not test. Ma'am, during the laboratory preparation, what do we observe?
What? Lab preparation observation is this. Of course.
Smell.
No, it's not a pungent smelling gas. Never. See, HCl, if you are making HCl, no, in the lab preparation.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, so you will give test for HCl. What else? You made HCl, now you have to prove. So whether they ask you give a confirmatory test or give the identification test or they ask you give observation, it remains the same. Only the language is changing. Okay? Nothing else is changing. You understand my point? So if you are preparing HCl gas in a laboratory, how will you test it? How will you come to know? What's the observation for it? So you will test it, no? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, understood.
Did you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yes, ma'am, understood.
Yes. So only thing is question can be asked to you in different ways. Answer remains the same. There is no difference. For lab preparation of HCl, you have to give observation for HCl. Right? Yes.
Have addition reaction?
Sorry?
Ma'am, do we have addition reactions?
Or addition of hydrogen and addition of halogens, we do have two. Addition of hydrogen we do, no, for ethene. When we add hydrogen to ethene, nickel at 200, we get ethane. Similarly, for ethine, we have two steps. First, you make ethene and then you make ethane.
Ma'am, we have laboratory preparations for any of this?
No, we don't have.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, will they ask the melting point and the boiling point?
Not at all, not at all. Please don't worry. They never are. It's not there.
Ma'am,
Physical property is not there.
And the silver nitrate reaction with HCl acid, is it concentrated or nitric?
Dilute.
Thank you.
H2S and HCl. Okay, hydrogen sulfide and hydrogen chloride. So now what test can we give for this? Again, we have to add
A rod dipped in ammonia is brought near the mouth of HCl.
Correct. So dense white fumes for HCl and no such fumes are seen for H2S.
A moist lead acetate paper.
That can also be given. Yes, that can also be given. And so
even potassium dichromate can be used. It gives yellow sulfur.
One thing, listen to me now. Whenever you are talking about, don't talk about paper. Use solution then, okay? So whenever a chemical test is asked, always we add a reagent. So reagent, instead of saying acidified potassium dichromate paper, use solution. Or lead acetate paper, use lead acetate solution, okay? Test remains the same. Ammonium chloride and sodium chloride now.
Can we add H2S support?
Ma'am, on heating ammonium chloride with alkalis,
yes, very good.
HCl.
Whenever they give you
ammonia.
any question, yes, whenever they give you any ammonium salt with any other salt, okay, normal salt. So ammonium, whenever you have ammonium salt, you add an alkali to it. Always you get salt water and ammonia. So here you can add sodium hydroxide to both. Sodium hydroxide is added to both. Under ammonium chloride, you will write a pungent smelling gas is involved. Under sodium chloride, no such gas is involved. Okay. Lead nitrate solution and zinc nitrate solution.
I'm on adding HCl. Dilute HCl.
Miss, could please repeat?
Adding dilute
Miss,
hydrochloric
please could you repeat ammonium chloride and sodium chloride?
Yes, add calcium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide to both. Any alkali can be added to both. Under ammonium chloride, a pungent smelling gas is involved. Under sodium chloride, no such gas is involved. Okay?
Yes, miss.
Lead nitrate solution and zinc nitrate solution.
On reaction
Ammonium hydroxide.
Ammonium hydroxide.
Chloride is
on
formed.
reaction of NH4OH with lead nitrate, white precipitate is formed,
Chalky
and
white.
with
Chalky
chalky
white.
white precipitate will form, and on excess of NH4OH it is insoluble.
Very
with,
good.
Whereas with zinc, white gelatinous white precipitate is formed, which is soluble in excess, forming a complex salt.
That is not required. That is not asked. See, like, you people, you know, you complicate things. Now listen to me. When they ask you to differentiate, you should say add ammonium hydroxide solution to both. Under lead nitrate solution, chalky white precipitate is formed, so insoluble in excess, whereas zinc nitrate gelatinous white precipitate formed dissolves in excess to give a colorless solution. That's it. No need to say complex salt and this salt.
Okay. Add HCl also.
No, ammonium hydroxide solution. Remember, zinc nitrate will dissolve in excess. You get gelatinous white PPT, dissolves in excess. Even if you write dissolves in excess, it's fine. Absolutely correct. Full marks. Okay?
And for differentiation in between ammonium chloride and sodium chloride,
Yes.
you can directly write that when both are heated.
No. Heating is never taken as a distinguish. Please don't. Whenever they ask you a chemical test, it has to be, you have to add a reagent and then give observation. Okay? Heating is not.
Is it
necessary
necessary to learn zinc nitrate? Can we do by HCl?
HCl? How?
Then we will write that lead chloride will form.
No. Okay?
Ma'am, can you please repeat number 2?
H2S and HCl. A glass rod dipped in
Yes,
ammonium hydroxide when brought near the mouth of the test tube containing HCl gas, dense white fumes of NH4Cl are seen. Under H2S,
Yes,
no
ma'am.
such fumes are seen.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
If a glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide or a glass rod dipped in ammonia solution, both can be considered as
Ammonia solution is correct, but don't write only ammonia. Okay, which that will be wrong because you cannot dip something in a gas. Dipping means it has to be a solution. Okay, aqueous ammonia correct, ammonia solution correct, ammonium hydroxide correct, ammonical solution correct. All four are correct.
Ma'am,
Is brown ring test there?
passivity and aqua regia cancel, right?
Sorry,
Passivity
Is
and
brown
aqua
ring
regia
test
cancel.
there?
why? It's not there. Why are you aqua regia? I told you only composition you need to know. Only composition.
Yes.
What is it made up of? It is made up
One part of
concentrated
HNO,
HCl
one part and 3 part
Three
of
parts of conc hydrochloric acid and one part of conc nitric acid.
concentrated HNO3.
That's it. Yes. State the
Do we
following.
have brown ring test?
Brown ring, you need to know only what do you test in brown ring? Nitrate radical.
Nitrate
Nitrate
ion.
radical.
State the following method used to collect ammonia gas.
Downward displacement of
Now, whenever you say method, so it has to be downward displacement of air. Okay? Or if you say upward delivery of the gas. Okay? Write full sentence. Don't leave it half. Don't say downward displacement. So of what? Of air. Okay? Gas evolves when ammonia burns in oxygen.
nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas.
Nitrogen gas. Yes. State
Ma'am,
one.
it's written that it's evolved when it burns in oxygen.
Ammonia burns in oxygen. Yeah.
Ma'am, if I write only in nitrogen, then it's wrong or correct?
No, nitrogen is correct. It's absolutely correct. Okay.
Ma'am, we can also write. No. Let's give water.
Okay. State one relevant observation for the following. Dilute HCl is added to sodium sulfide.
Miss, we can running gas of hydrogen sulfide is evolved.
A gas with a rotten X
smell is evolved.
Yes, that's it. Don't write pungent. Okay.
Yes.
A gas with a
Which turns the
lead acetate paper.
moist lead acetate paper
to silvery black.
Is it
Now,
necessary
see,
to write the
in
equation and then
observation,
state the observation?
no, if you just write a gas with a rotten egg smell or gas with a rotten egg smell is evolved, that is also accepted in ICSE. Okay, they are not looking for confirmatory test unless they ask you give a confirmatory test for H2S. So even if you write this much, you will get marks, full marks, 1-on-1.
Ma'am, can we just
Ma'am,
write?
should we write hydrogen sulfide or not?
Sorry?
Ma'am, we shouldn't write hydrogen sulfide, right? We should write the rotten egg smell.
Yes, you should not write. If they ask you name the gas evolved, then you write hydrogen sulfide. But
Ma'am,
relevant
if we just write that, ma'am, if we
Sorry?
write that hydrogen sulfide gas is evolved which turns lead acetate paper silvery black, is it
That is
like
also
sufficient?
correct. Moist
Sufficient?
lead acetate paper to silvery
Moist, yeah,
black.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
correct. You know why I want that you should avoid that? It is absolutely correct. 100%, 1-on-1. But sometimes children forget to write moist, you know. Sometimes you get so confused while writing your paper. Instead of writing silvery black, they write blue black, you know, because so many things
Yeah, it
are working
happens.
out. So always choose the simplest way and the right way.
Ma'am, if they write both of them, then it's correct or not?
See, if one is wrong, then no marks will be given. So then the examiner feels that you are asking him or her to choose between the two. And you can't give the choices. Okay. So that is wrong. Concentrated nitric acid is added to carbon.
No, nitrogen dioxide is evolved with
CO2 gas with reddish brown.
A gas is
Reddish
evolved which
brown
turns
gas.
lime
Turns
water
lime
milky.
water.
lime water milky.
Correct. Or a reddish,
Brown gas is evolved.
Correct. Concentrated sulfuric acid is added to hydrated copper sulfate.
Ma'am, we get a black
Blue
quantum
color fades and an anhydrous.
Colorless copper sulfate is observed.
Don't say colorless, say white. Okay.
White anhydrous.
Yes.
Blue changes to white.
Blue hydrated copper sulfate changes to white anhydrous copper sulfate.
Can we write dirty white color of?
No, why dirty white? See, why are you going into such words, dirty and all that? So see, what happens? See, what happens is, if you have a test tube and you have hydrated copper sulfate and you heat it on a burner, so what do you exactly see? You see it loses its water of crystallization. So that is also an observation. It loses its water of crystallization and changes to white anhydrous copper sulfate, right? So blue color changes to white. Even if you write blue changes to white, that is also correct in ICSE. But prefer writing blue hydrated copper sulfate changes to white anhydrous copper sulfate. And in bracket, you can mention it loses its water of crystallization. Okay.
Here we can write white anhydrous copper sulfate because they're asking for observation. No, that's why.
Yes, that's the observation. Correct. That is why.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in our book, there are some processes given for manufacturing for nitric acid. Can we get questions which in paper the questions can come that describe the whole experiment for post?
Not at all. You have only equations, okay, for Ostwald process. Manufacture, you need to know those three equations. First is the catalytic oxidation of ammonia, okay, where you are ammonia is added to oxygen and you get nitric oxide and water, okay. Platinum 800 degrees centigrade. Conditions are important. Observation is important that platinum gives a reddish glow. It burns. It's an exothermic reaction. Second is where NO combines with oxygen, nitric oxide with oxygen gives you NO2, nitrogen dioxide, okay? That which happens in the oxidation chamber. And the third is absorption tower, where wherever absorption is there, water is there. So NO2 plus H2O plus O2 gives you HNO3. That equation is there. Only three equations.
Only equations will be. We don't have to describe the whole experiment.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Not for any other acids.
It's necessary. It's necessary to write the steps like catalytic oxidation of ammonia, then equation, or only equations are acceptable.
It's better you write catalytic oxidation. Okay?
Ma'am,
So
sometimes it confuses me.
Sorry?
Sometimes I confuse on that. Sometimes I confuse.
See, when they say, even when they ask you a question, they will write the balanced chemical equation for catalytic oxidation of ammonia. Okay.
Yes.
So where you are writing that 4NH3, okay, 5 plus 5O2 giving platinum 800, 4NO plus 6H2O, that equation you write.
Ma'am,
So, yes.
ma'am, heat is mandatory.
Repeat this answer. This number
Yes,
3-1.
exothermic reaction, but they will not cut marks. In ICSE, we don't cut marks for if you don't put heat over there, because we are not asking you whether it's an exothermic unless they ask you exothermic or endothermic. Okay.
Ma'am, preparation of ammonia from metal nitrites is coming.
Preparation of ammonia, please write heat. Manufacture.
Metal nitrites.
Metal nitrides are not there, but we have done it. Okay, it's only 2 Mg3N2 with the warm water giving you magnesium hydroxide and ammonia and aluminium nitride.
Ma'am, could you please repeat this answer?
Yes.
Could you please repeat this answer, ma'am? Number bit C.
C is blue hydrated copper sulfate changes to white anhydrous copper sulfate.
Ma'am, will we get questions like that describe the whole laboratory preparation of hydrogen chloride gas?
No, not at all. See, children, you have 3 lab preparations in your syllabus: HCl, nitric acid, and ammonia, right? So they will definitely ask you one lab proper question will be there, wherein proper question I mean to say is they'll ask you name the reactants, or they can ask you they'll say the following diagram illustrates the lab preparation of a pungent smelling gas, for example. Okay, write the balanced chemical equation. So you need to write the equation, state the method of collection, okay, state the drying agent, something like this.
Miss, do we even have to do action of heat and flame test?
Action of heat and flame test? No.
Excuse me, ma'am. If they ask a question like what are the reactants used in Haber's process, then we have to write the ratio.
Yes, very, very important. You have to mention nitrogen and hydrogen in the ratio of 1:3 by volume. Like this, you will write nitrogen and hydrogen in the ratio of 1:3 by volume. Okay? If they say under what ratio they combine. Correct.
Ma'am, during the laboratory preparation of ammonia, the reactants are ammonium chloride and calcium hydroxide, right?
Absolutely. Yes. Ammonium chloride, calcium hydroxide. You cannot use any other alkali. Why can't we use any other alkali? What is the reason?
Ma'am, just due to because like it may contract the loss of sublimation of ammonia.
No.
It's a basic in nature. It may react with that. It's basic in nature.
No, bete. See, reason is sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are deliquescent in nature. That is why they are not used. Calcium hydroxide is non-deliquescent. You are getting confused. Okay.
And ma'am, it is cheap too, right?
If I write it's cheap, then it's okay.
Calcium hydroxide, no. That you say for sodium chloride because that we use in lab preparation of HCl.
I mean, our book, calcium hydroxide, it's written that it's cheap and
yes,
not
concise. Written as it's cheap and
see, cheap. We generally tell children for everything, whichever they say preferred. So first reason, if you forget everything, you write it is cheap. It is more economical. But the actual reason is calcium hydroxide is non-deliquescent, whereas NaOH and KOH are deliquescent in nature. Okay.
Miss, so
yes.
Miss, so in contact process, platinum is more efficient catalyst, but vanadium pentoxide is used. So reason
It's
for not
preferred.
using platinum, we have to write it as it is easily get poisoned by arsenic oxide or it is expensive.
No, you will say vanadium pentoxide is preferred because first you can write it is cheaper and it does not get poisoned by the impurities.
Okay,
Don't mention arsenic also. It does not get poisoned by the impurities. Platinum is not used because it easily gets poisoned by the impurities and it is expensive.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, in organic chemistry, in chlorination of methane and ethane, if they ask us, do we have to write all the 4 steps or 6 steps, or directly we can write 1 step?
No, if they ask you one, then if they say complete chlorination, then you will write all 4 steps. But if only one equation is given to you, then you will only mention that, whatever. Say, for example, they say, how would you obtain carbon tetrachloride from chloroform or chloromethane? CHCl3 plus Cl2 giving you CCl4 plus HCl. Diffuse.
There's the last reaction we need to mention, right, ma'am?
Yes, last one. Okay. So they can pick
And
up
then this
anything from
material
between.
from which
Yes.
this material from which you're teaching, ma'am, will get it in the YouTube description or somewhere else.
So I am teaching you from the text only, whatever is there in the scope.
No, ma'am. I'm asking, will we get this PDF in the YouTube description link?
Yes, you will get. The notes are there. Okay.
Yes.
Everything
Thank
is
you, ma'am.
written in a very nice.
Miss,
We have already got.
Yes,
Miss.
you have. Few people have.
Miss,
ma'am,
the
we-
practical
I
work
think,
is coming.
Sorry.
Miss, the practical
is
work
important.
part is coming.
Yes, it is. You have to have identify the anion, identifying the cation, because we have ammonium hydroxide. So cation, anion, both are there for you.
Just like that, for by adding concentrated sulfuric acid, we identify chloride ion. By adding sulfate ion, we have to identify that by adding barium chloride. That all are coming.
Yes, everything can be asked.
Ma'am, in our syllabus, that practical work chapter is not mentioned, but in this concise Selena, one chapter is given, chapter number 13, practical work. So, do we have to read that chapter or means?
See, practical
Yeah, it
work
is
there.
coming.
Practical work is there, Piti. So it is very much there. You have to do it because you will get question on practical chemistry. 3 marks question is going to be there. Okay.
From metallurgy, will they ask us questions like
Metallurgy,
electrolytic cell?
8 marks. Now, if I say there are only 2 things in metallurgy: Bayes process, Hall-Herold's process. Okay. One
Ma'am,
definitely.
they ask like to name the electrolytic cell and the temperature and the pressure. I mean the current.
No, not at all. I will tell you what can be asked. Now, very simple question. They can ask you in Hall-Herold's process, they can ask you what is cathode and anode made up of. Number one. Okay.
Made of
Carbon line.
Carbon.
Carbon
And anode
or
is
graphite.
Graphite rod.
Correct. So then they can ask you write the electrode reaction taking place at the cathode and the anode. Okay. Then they can ask you anode has to be replaced. Now give reasons. Here there can be 4 give reasons. Number 1, they can always ask you that cryolite is used. Okay. Why do we use cryolite? To reduce the fusion temperature from 2050 to 950. Why do we use? Sometimes they write cryolite and fluorspar. So you can state the same reason and then you can say it enhances the conductivity of the solution. Then they may say, write the 2 aluminium compounds used in the electrolyte. So that is cryolite and alumina, Al2O3. Then
Ma'am, if they ask that, what is the use of cryolite and fluorspar? So we both have to write the 3 points. That first, that lower temperature point, and that electrolytic point means they are the mixture.
And enhances the conductivity.
Enhance the conductivity of the aluminum.
Correct. But they will ask you only one child. They will not ask you. They will never ask 3-mark question for this one reason.
We get the ratio type of questions that
they are looking for only this one. Lowers the fusion temperature from 2050 degrees centigrade to 950 degrees centigrade. Now,
this is the main point of that, no?
Yes, this is the main point. Okay. Powdered coke is sprinkled. Anode has to be replaced periodically. These are the common questions, and they will be 2 give reasons will be there. One question, as I have told you, they'll ask you about Hall-Herold's. They can ask you the reaction taking place at the cathode and the anode. And secondly, if they can ask you Bayes process, give all steps for the extraction of aluminum. So 3 steps for the purification of the ore. Now,
and ma'am, for alloys, only aluminium alloys are going to come, right?
Only duralumin and magnesium.
Magnesium.
Okay.
We are not that strong in practical chemistry. Is it okay?
We have to write all the points, all the observed conditions like 140 to 150 degrees Celsius.
Very, very important. And why do we use? What is the property role of sodium hydroxide? Now, this is a very I have this.
Because bauxite dissolves. Because
Miss,
bauxite dissolves on that.
being amphoteric in
separate
nature, it
impurities.
dissolves in
Dissolves,
sodium
Amphoteric
hydroxide, whereas
It also
sodium
help to
hydroxide to form soluble sodium metaluminate.
it
Okay.
also help to remove the insoluble
It
impurities.
removes the insoluble.
It does not react with impurities because
Miss,
it is
as
amphoteric in nature.
impurity is non-amphoteric in nature,
Well, we have to write
it
all
settles
the
at the
points.
bottom as
Points.
red mud.
Just removing the insoluble impurities.
Ma'am,
Okay?
these things, if
Ma'am,
we
can you
write in
please tell
points,
how
it's
we can
acceptable.
be good at
Yes,
practical
it is
chemistry?
acceptable. Sorry?
Ma'am, can you please tell how we can be good at practical chemistry? Because I'm really confused in all of the observations.
See, practical chemistry is all about chemical properties of acids and bases. Don't go and read practical chemistry lesson, okay? Just do the chemical properties. You know all the tests. First, number one, test for dilute HCl. It is also the test for chloride anion, isn't it? When silver nitrate
Yes, ma'am,
solution
silver
is added
nitrate
to
test.
HCl or sodium chloride, you get curdy white precipitate of AgCl. So that's the test for chloride. So they may say a compound P, when added to silver nitrate solution, produces a curdy white precipitate. Identify the anion present in compound P. So now
Chloride
you
ion.
should know, yes, you should know that curdy white is because of the presence of chloride. So Cl1 minus, okay, or chloride anion. Don't write chlorine. Chlorine is wrong. Anion, they are asking, it has to be chloride. So similarly, they can ask you a
If we
compound.
write in words, it's acceptable.
Sorry?
If we write chloride ion in words, then it's
Yes,
acceptable.
it is acceptable. But if you are writing a symbol, then you have to write with valency, Cl1 minus. Okay?
Thank you.
Yes.
And
Cryolite
then can
is
KOH be used instead of NaOH in Bayes process?
no. No.
Any other?
Highly reactive.
Cryolite reduces the boiling point of the mixture to 1050 degrees Celsius.
No.
Hence,
No.
and
It
also
reduces the
provides
fusion
the
temperature from
Fusion,
2050 degrees
melting
Celsius
point
to
2050
950 degrees
to
Celsius.
950.
To
Where are
950
you
degrees.
reading all this from, child? Please don't confuse everyone.
Do you have any other
Okay? I gave you the temperature and I gave you the reason. So cryolite is used in the electrolytic reduction of alumina as it reduces the fusion temperature from 2050 degrees centigrade to 950 degrees centigrade. Caustic soda is added to bauxite during Bayes process. Now this also we've discussed as bauxite being amphoteric, it dissolves in, yes,
Concentrated NaOH.
sodium hydroxide. Forming a soluble sodium
Which
metaluminate and
precipitate.
removes the insoluble impurities. Powdered coke is sprinkled on the electrolytic mixture in the Hall-Heroult
In
process.
order to
prevents the burning of
prevent the
anode
heat loss
and reduces the loss of
radiation,
heat by radiation.
in order to prevent the burning of anode.
Prevent the burning of carbon electrodes and heat loss
If we
by.
write only 1 point, it's we get
Yes,
marks.
one mark, 1 point to prevent the burning of the anode or to prevent the heat loss by
I mean,
radiation.
cryolite, if we write it enhances the conductivity.
No. Okay, it does, but then they want to know that basic property, like why 60% of cryolite we are using in the electrolytic mixture. So the main reason is to lower the
Reduce the fusion temperature.
yes, always. Let's be on a safer side.
And
Okay?
ma'am, why can't KOH be reused? Can you repeat?
It's a highly reactive. Potassium is it's a caustic alkali. Very, very reactive.
Okay.
Identify the terms for the following. Open chain compounds.
Aliphatic
compounds.
Excuse me,
Very
ma'am.
good. Self-linking property of
Catenation.
catenation. And you should know the definition of catenation also. Electrode where reduction takes place.
Cathode.
The same way they can ask you where
Ma'am,
oxidation
can you repeat the answer
Excuse
for
me,
the
ma'am.
A1?
Yes.
There is a question asked which is so much confusing in specimen paper about the metallurgy chapter. That why the question?
Sorry?
I mean,
I can't hear you.
in MCQ section, there is a question asked relating to metallurgy. Yeah, ma'am. This question is: fused alumina is reduced to aluminum by electrolytic reduction since. Option is alumina is highly stable, alumina is least stable, alumina is not reduced by drying agents, and option D is alumina is not reduced by reducing agents. And there are two correct options. Alumina
Yeah,
is not
stable compound, and it has to be common reducing agents. Okay.
Which one is correct? Alumina is highly stable or alumina is not reduced by reducing?
Alumina is highly stable is correct. And if they say alumina is not reduced by common reducing agents, then that is correct. Okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am, what was
So,
the
ma'am,
answer for
common
A?
word is missing. That is the reason why stable one is correct.
Correct. Give one equation each to show the following properties of sulfuric acid.
Formation of HCl shows
Yes,
non-volatile
HCl. Formation of
acid.
HNO3.
Answer for
Here
A.
you have
Formation of
given
HNO3.
Concentrated sulfuric acid.
concentrated word is
NaCl plus a concentrated H2SO4.
Number two mandatory is temperature, which is less than 200 degrees.
200 degrees Celsius.
Because
Less than 200.
HCl and HNO3 will be prepared only at that temperature.
Yes.
So if you don't, and once more, I would like to tell you, children, if you get confused with the greater than and smaller than sign, please write below 200. Okay, you can write in words, or less than 200. Many a times children make mistake in putting that sign. So you have to be very, very careful. So write below 200 degrees centigrade. Okay.
Ma'am, can you repeat the answer for second A?
Second A is aliphatic.
And we have not the aromatic compounds. We have
No,
the
we don't
structure
have.
of benzene.
Only have
Benzene.
6H6. That's it. Oxidizing agent, again, when
S
you
plus
write
conc
Carbon,
H2S.
carbon plus 2H2SO4.
yes, giving you 3SO2 plus 2.
3SO2 plus 2H2.
But concentrated has to be written below
Yes.
SO4. Okay. Dehydrating property.
Ma'am, with sugar.
Sugar is get charged.
Concentrated H2SO4.
Plus concentrated H2SO4 gives you 6C plus 12H2.
C6H12 plus concentrated H2SO4 gives 6C plus 6H2O.
That's also correct.
Can you please tell what is the observation in this reaction
A black spongy mass is formed. Okay.
of sugar charcoal?
Yes, sugar charcoal. Acidic nature. Now, acidic nature is shown by
Dilute
H2SO4.
We have to mention the dilute word.
Yes.
Yes.
Have to mention here because the property that's a
CuO, Cu plus
No,
CuO
Mg plus
dilute
H2SO4 gives MgSO4 plus H2.
anything you can give.
ZnSO4 plus H2.
Metal plus
Zn plus H2SO4
water
giving
plus
ZnSO4 plus H2.
ZnSO4 whole to.
Yes. Okay. Write the equation taking place at cathode and anode during Hall-Herold's process.
Cathode Al plus 3E minus gives you 3L.
L3 plus 3 electrons gives Al.
Yeah.
And it should
Oxygen
balancing should
O
be like
plus
2
2E minus gives
6
O.
electron gives 2 aluminium. And in anode,
O2 minus plus
3
2E
O2
minus
minus
6O2 minus
gives
12.
O, and O plus O gives O2.
Okay.
O2
Now
minus plus
miss.
2E minus gives O.
Most important thing here you have to make sure is if you are writing Al3 plus for cathode, then you are writing 3 electrons, okay, making Al. Say you write 2 Al3 plus, then it will be 6 electrons and making 2 Al. On right hand side, don't forget to put 2. So sometimes, children write 4 Al3 plus 12 electrons, and on right hand side, they write just Al. Now that will be wrong. 4 Al, okay? You understand?
Ma'am,
Yes,
in our
ma'am.
Selena book, it is given 4Al3 plus gains 12 electron to form 4Al. Can we write only Al3 plus
Yes, you can write.
gains 3 electron to form
So
Al?
they will, yes, it is correct. Because they are going to see that whether child has understood that one aluminum ion, how many electrons does it need to attain stability? Okay. So you have to be correct in with respect to the number of electrons. If you take Al3 plus, then 3 electrons. 2 Al3 plus, then 6 electrons making 2 Al. 3 Al3 plus, 9 electrons making 3 Al. 4 Al3 plus, 12 electrons making 4 Al. You got it?
Yes.
Yes,
ma'am.
miss.
Give all steps for the purification of bauxite ore. Now this we've already discussed. I told you temperature is very important for the first reaction.
150 degrees Celsius.
150 degrees
140 to
Celsius.
150.
140.
So second equation is 50 degrees
50
centigrade.
50 degrees Celsius. Third one,
And
1100
third one,
degrees
1000
Celsius.
degrees Celsius.
1000 degrees
100 degrees Celsius.
1000 degrees Celsius.
1000 is also correct. Okay. Yes.
In some books, they are written 11,000.
1100 also. Both are accepted. 1000 is also correct. Okay. Name the organic compound formed.
Alumina.
No, the organic compound formed. The compound formed by halogenation of ethene.
1,2
No,
1,2 dichloro.
1,2
1,2
dichloro.
dichloroethane.
Very good.
1,2 dichloroethane or 1,2 dibromoethane.
Okay, halogenation, both are correct. That is also
Ma'am, we can
correct.
write 1,2 diiodoethane also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Prefer writing chlorine or bromine, okay?
Yes.
A hydrocarbon which cause greenhouse effect, methane.
Methane.
Found with 3 carbon and with functional group COOH.
Propanoic acid.
Propanoic acid.
Now see here in this, they can choose any functional group. 2 carbon atom with functional group OH or hydroxyl. So
Ketones are not in the syllabus.
Sorry?
Ketones.
No, it's not in the scope.
Ma'am,
You
methanol.
can write a trivial name or the
Ethanol.
Trivial names are important. Trivial names are very important. They can ask you, write the structural formula for the following compounds. They can say formic acid, acetaldehyde, isobutane, or butylene, or something like this.
Ma'am, butylene
How
is
should we do C?
butene.
Butene is butylene, yeah.
Yeah.
Ethylene is ethene.
Ethene.
Yeah.
Propylene is propane. Yes.
Acetylene is
for C1, we can write IUPAC name.
Acetylene,
Ethyne.
ethyne.
Ma'am, so for the C1, can we write the IUPAC name?
For the, whenever they say organic compounds formed, you have to write only IUPAC names. You cannot write common names. Okay?
Only for organic compounds, you have to state IUPAC name.
Yes. And then whenever they ask you, write the IUPAC name for the following, that is for sure. You have to give proper IUPAC names. Okay?
What is the answer of C?
C is
Propanoic acid.
Propanoic acid.
Propanoic acid.
Correct. Propanoic acid. Answer the following questions related to the manufacture of ammonia.
Nitrogen and hydrogen.
Nitrogen and hydrogen.
In ratio 1:3.
1:3
by volume.
By volume.
By volume.
Write the now here give the chemical reaction. So you
N2
have to
plus-
write all conditions with reversible sign. Okay. Plus
Ma'am,
heat.
heat also.
Yes. Plus
N2H2 reversible reaction.
Ma'am,
Finely
divided
iron,
iron
Al to
450
450 degrees
Or
Celsius
liquid
and
num
200
promoter.
above
Celsius,
200
450 to
atm.
500 degrees
NH3
Celsius
plus
temperature.
plus heat.
1 to 2 atmospheric pressure.
absolutely.
Pressure we
is
also we
solid.
have to see.
No 1 to 2 atm pressure, na?
No,
More
200
200.
atm. 200.
Above 200.
Above 200. When we have to show the pressure also, pressure condition.
It's not mandatory. Temperature, catalyst, and promoter. Okay.
Okay.
Study and complete the following table. Now, alkane. What is
CnH2n plus
CnH2n
plus 2.
N plus 2 type of bond, single bond between carbon and carbon atoms.
Types of reaction. Substitution reaction.
In the second column, alkene, CnH2n minus 2,
Alkyne,
triple bond between
Alkyne.
carbon and carbon.
alkyne.
Addition.
Slow
Alkyne.
down. Yes, alkyne, general formula, CnH2n
Triple bond,
minus
addition.
Triple bond and
Those are the addition reaction.
addition.
reaction.
Absolutely.
For alkyne,
Right.
can we write acetylenic bond?
Sorry?
Triple bond.
Triple bond. Don't why are you writing as something like this? Okay? Triple bond.
Okay.
They want to know what type of bond is there, double bond or triple bond. Okay? State the problem. See, questions like this. The following questions are based on the lab preparation.
Less volatile. Less volatile.
Non-volatile.
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 Yeah.
Acid is monobasic because
Contains one hydrogen
One
ion.
hydrogen can be displayed.
It produces one
normal.
hydrogen ion per molecule of the acid. Please write per molecule. Okay. Very important. Relevant reaction for the preparation.
NaNO3 plus H2SO4.
NaNO3 plus H2SO4
Below 200 degrees
Below
Celsius temperature, NO3 plus NaHSO4.
Concentrated.
Concentrated
H2SO4.
Miss,
Yes.
Miss, for the question number 2, the acid is monobasic because we can write that because it produces one normal salt.
No, don't write that. Okay.
Miss,
Ma'am,
because
can you
in
please
one
repeat
more
the
question
answer
when
for that?
in
So
H2SO4 it is died.
always when any such question is asked, you just need to give definition of monobasic. What is a monobasic acid? Which produces one hydronium ion on ionization for one molecule of the acid or per molecule of the acid. So acid is monobasic because it produces one hydronium ion per molecule of the acid. Okay?
Miss, if they ask for,
Or it ionizes in one step. Yes?
they ask that how is ammonia basic?
How? I can't hear you properly, child. Your voice
Miss-
is breaking. Yeah.
Miss, if they ask that how is ammonia basic or
Again, I can't hear you. It suddenly, I can't hear it properly. It's breaking.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
There is any formula or any type of trick to balance the equations?
Balance the equation. I have told many times that wherever you have odd oxygen, try to make it even. Water. 90% equations will be balanced. Okay, like that.
Yes.
And then you will be able to carry it forward. What is the property? Yes. What is the property of nitric acid that allows it to react with
Reducing property. Oxidizing property.
Observe the figure and answer the following. Now see, name
Fountain experiment.
Identify the gas.
Fountain experiment.
Hydrogen
chloride gas.
Hydrogen gas.
Very good. Now, if they give you
hydrogen chlorine gas.
red litmus, then ammonia.
Ammonium.
Yes. Which properties of the
High
gas?
soluble in water.
High solubility and acidic nature.
Solubility in water.
And acidic
And acidic nature of the
Take
gas.
the color of the fountain if phenol clean is taken instead of blue litmus.
Colorless.
It remains colorless.
Yes, it remains colorless. So they can ask you methyl orange also. Then
Orange to pink.
Yellowish
Orange to pink.
Pink. Okay. State the inference drawn. On carrying out the qualitative analysis, a salt solution P produces
Zinc.
a gelatinous white
Zinc.
zinc ion. Cation
Zinc ion.
don't write only zinc. Either you write Zn2 plus or you write zinc ion. Okay. A gas Q turns lime water milky.
Carbon dioxide.
CO2.
Dioxide also.
Sulfur dioxide.
Ma'am, it can be SO2 also, na? Because SO2 also turns lime water milky.
See, in ICSC, lime water milky accepted for CO2 only. Okay? So
Okay,
please write CO2. There is no harm. Let's be safe. Okay? Why should we lose 1 mark because of that? So please write CO2. Salt S is prepared by reacting dilute sulfuric acid with copper oxide.
CuSO4.
Copper sulfate. Copper sulfate.
Very good. The given setup in the figure is for the preparation of an acid. So this is given to you.
HCl.
Hydrochloric acid.
Hydrochloric acid.
Hydrochloric acid.
Name the acid is hydrochloric. Name the reactant used.
Sodium chloride.
Sodium chloride
Concentrated
concentrated sulfuric acid.
H2SO4 concentrated.
Write the balanced equation for the preparation.
NaCl plus H2SO4 below 200 degrees Celsius temperature leads to NaHSO4 plus HCl.
HCl plus Na2SO4. और उधर पे 2 लग
Not
जाएगा NaCl के
Not
आगे.
Na2SO4.
NaHSO4
Not
plus
Na2.
Please, yes, remember it has to be less than 200 NaH.
Is the preparation for HCl gas and acid the same?
HCl gas and
No.
No. We are making, see, if you see inverted funnel, we are using side by side. What is the drying agent used?
Concentrated
Sulfuric acid.
Furic acid.
Why is this drying agent chosen?
To minimize the
Because
backs.
to
Not
minimize
react with acidic hydrochloride gas.
Non-volatile acid.
Non-volatile.
Non-volatile acid.
No, why is it chosen?
Minimize the
Because
back
it
section.
does,
reacts with other.
it does not react.
Yeah.
It does not react.
It
To
does
minimize the
not
back
react.
section.
Similarly, they can ask you, calcium oxide is
Because it is basic in
not
nature
used-
and does not react with ammonia.
Correct. So calcium oxide is used in the lab preparation, is used as a drying agent in the lab preparation of ammonia because it does not react with ammonia. And why can't we use concentrated sulfuric acid in the lab preparation of ammonia? Because
It reacts with ammonia.
Acidic react with basic ammonia gas.
Okay. Why an empty flask is used?
Minimize the back
For
section.
upward displacement of air.
No.
As a precaution.
Water, in case the water goes, it can be
the
If
back
saved.
there is
In-
back suction, if there is
In
back
case there is a back
suction,
suction,
it prevents from the explosion as the HCl gas is HCl gas
H2SO4 is
will
highly-
And the
return
process
to
is
the
not break
Water
out.
does not
The
come in
process is
contact
not
with
break out.
generating flask,
concentrated
which
sulfuric
can
acid.
can
So
cause
I can't
explosion.
make out. There are too many people talking. I would request only one person speak. Why an empty flask is used?
If any back suction occurs,
Yes.
it
In case
would
any back
prevent
suction.
from the high explosions as
To
the
prevent
HCl
the water to go into the generating flask.
yeah,
To
Break
back
the process.
suction. Due to back suction. Okay. To prevent the water to go to the generating flask due to the back suction. So that is why it is used to collect the water. Okay. Because we say no to minimize back suction. What is the role of inverted funnel?
prevent the back
Provide the
suction of
large
water.
surface,
Prevent the
provide the
back
large
suction of
surface
water.
area
just surface
Area for the
area to
absorption of the
mix
HCl
with
gas.
Prevent back suction.
For
mix
the
with
absorption of the gas, you have to mention. Okay. First is to minimize the back suction or to prevent back suction of water. And then to provide large surface area for the absorption of the gas. Okay.
Ma'am, can you please
Excuse me, ma'am.
question answer?
Miss, if precaution come, that one can be right that an empty flask should be kept between the generative flask and water trap.
No. Don't write them. Precaution has to be the temperature.
The lower
should not
end of the
exceed.
Thistle funnel should be dipped in
Or-
concentrated sulfuric acid.
Correct.
So the HCl gas will not be stable.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, can you see this ICSE paper also?
But we had done it, huh?
Yes, this we have done it.
In
And
crash course.
yes, in the crash course we've done it. So see, I just wanted to tell you a few things quickly. Please solve this paper. Now say for example, they have given here right balanced equation for the following conversion. I wanted to speak about this. Lead sulfate from lead nitrate with and sulfuric acid. So sometimes they say sodium sulfate from concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay. Sodium sulfate from concentrated sulfuric acid. So then you have to take NaCl plus H2SO4 concentrated greater than 200. Above 200, making Na2SO4 plus 2HCl. You understand? Now,
Yes, ma'am.
if they say sodium sulfate from dilute sulfuric acid, then you will write NaOH plus H2SO4. That's a neutralization. Okay. So dilute will be neutralization with an alkali. And this question is also, they will definitely ask you one question on the reducing property of ammonia. So either it will be with chlorine, excess of chlorine or excess of ammonia, or with copper oxide or lead monoxide. It's very, very important in the ammonia lesson. Okay.
Ma'am,
I say this
ma'am,
is
what will be the observation of PbO with NH3? Lead oxide with
NH3, you will say
Half yellow lead get
lead
reduced to
monoxide
grayish metal lead.
reduced to grayish white metal. Okay.
Miss,
Yes.
What type of question they will ask for uses of ammonia?
Uses they will not ask you, ma'am. It's not there. Okay.
Miss,
Don't worry. Only. Yeah.
Miss, can we ask for ores For zinc ore.
Again, your voice. Is it Amritya?
Yes, Miss, can we ask?
Yeah, better you need to just fix your internet. Your voice is breaking. I can't make out when you speak.
Miss, can they ask us iron ores and zinc ore?
Yes, they can. We have it in scope. We've done it. Zinc, iron, and aluminium. Ores, their chemical names and the chemical formula you need to know.
Yes, Miss.
Okay. So, children, everything is going to be based on the paper like
the color of the flame when ammonia burns in the atmosphere of oxygen. In textbook, it's given as green or greenish yellow.
Always write green flame. ICSE accepts green flame for ammonia and greenish yellow for chlorine.
Chlorine.
Yep.
If we write greenish yellow from ammonia, then it will be wrong.
Yes, it will be wrong. Yellowish green is accepted for ammonia, or green is safest, 100%
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
So please write green. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
that potassium dichromate one equation, are we supposed to do? Sulfuric acid test?
No, not at all. We don't have that.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
And ma'am, why does high pressure and low temperature favor the
You have another paper
thermic
also.
reaction?
Sorry?
Ma'am, you have another paper also.
Yes, I have. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, say unsaturated hydrocarbon. Now, out
Ethane.
of these, choose. Okay. Now, if I say tetrachloro, unsaturated, if
Ma'am,
I
there are two.
ethene, see ethyne and ethene, but you have to choose now from here. Okay. Now, tetrachloromethane is?
Carbon tetrachloride.
Carbon tetrachloride.
Yes. First member of alkyne series.
Ethyne.
Now, if
The
ethyne
first
goes
answer
to
is
the third one, then first one will be ethene.
ethene.
Correct. Substitution product of methane.
Chloroform.
Good
Chloroform.
domestic fuel. Ethane.
Ethane.
Correct. What would you observe? Ferric nitrate added in small quantity to ammonium hydroxide.
Reddish brown.
Reddish precipitate is formed which is insoluble in excess of ammonium hydroxide
Correct.
solution.
So reddish brown precipitate insoluble in excess. So both you have to write because both they have asked you, little and in excess. Potassium hydroxide added to ammonium sulfate.
Potassium sulfate is formed.
Sorry. Observation. What did I say? Whenever ammonium salt is added to an alkene, a
Ma'am,
pungent
wait a second, please.
Sorry.
K2SO4 plus NH3 plus H2O.
They are not asking you equation, child. Question is, what would you observe? Observation.
Pungent spelling NH3 gas.
A pungent smelling gas. Few drops of ammonium hydroxide added to copper sulfate solution.
Pale blue precipitate.
Pale blue.
Pale blue precipitate
Bluish
of copper
white
sulfate is formed.
precipitate.
Pale blue precipitate.
Ma'am,
Concentrate. Yes.
ma'am, we have been told in our school to write bluish white.
It's pale blue. Okay.
What, ma'am?
Pale blue precipitate.
Okay, ma'am.
Always. Concentrated sulfuric acid is added to carbon.
A colorless gas sulfur dioxide is obtained which turns acidified potassium dichromate paper to green.
From orange to green.
Orange to green.
Colors. Both colors have to be given. Okay. Now, structural formula for isobutane. So this is this is isomer. So you should know. So basically you are making what is isobutane? It is 2-methyl.
2-methyl propane.
Correct. Pent 1-ene. So between 1 and 2, you have to put a double bond in a 5-carbon chain. And then you have to satisfy all the carbon atoms. Now, sometimes, children do everything, but they forget to satisfy. They just leave it. Please count the number of hydrogen atoms. Okay. Acetaldehyde is ethanol.
Ethanol.
Ethanol. It's an aldehyde. Formic acid is
Methanoic acid.
Methanoic acid.
Correct. 1,2 dibromoethane is?
Yes, ma'am, we can make that.
Yes.
Excuse
Give
me, ma'am.
balance. Yes.
Do we have to?
Ma'am, in dibromo, between dibromo and ethane, are we supposed to leave a gap?
It's okay. Fine. Because there is no number.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Do we have to draw a condensed form or
No condensed formula in your exam. Structural formula means separate. You can't even make, if in case I have to make, say, if they ask you 2-methyl, so you can't even put CH3 like this. This is also wrong. So this also you have to show it separately. Okay. So you have to make it like this and then satisfy with the hydrogen, put hydrogens. Do you understand?
Yes.
Very important. Give balanced equation, thermal dissociation of ammonium chloride.
Ammonia and chlorine.
Ammonia and chlorine.
So please, one thing you have to remember, when they say dissociation, you have to put a reversible
reaction.
Yes, ma'am.
Formation of ammonia by Haber's process, we've done it. N2
Yes,
plus
ma'am.
H2, right? with
Reversible.
Yes. Burning of ammonia in air.
Ammonia plus oxygen.
N2 and H2O.
N2 and H2O.
Nitrogen and water is formed. Reaction in the oxidation chamber of the Oswald process.
SO2 plus O2 reversible reaction. SO3 plus heat.
Oswald, why are you getting confused?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Nitrogen
NH3
oxide
plus
plus
O2
oxygen.
at platinum at 800 degrees Celsius.
No, that is also wrong.
vanadium pentoxide?
Oxidation chamber.
NO2 plus O2 will give NO3.
No, NO plus
NO2. NO plus O2 is 2NO2.
Okay, 50 degrees centigrade. Excess ammonia reacts with chlorine. It's 8NH3.
Ammonium chloride and nitrogen.
N2 plus
N2 and NH4Cl.
Correct. Absolutely. Correct the following statements by changing the underlined word and rewrite. Now, this is important. Basic oxides are non-metallic oxides.
Acidic oxide.
Acidic oxides.
So, see, any such question given to you, you have to change only the underlined word. You know, sometimes children change the other one. They say basic oxides are metallic oxides. No, that is wrong. Only follow the instruction given in the question paper. Bauxite is an ore of iron.
Hematite is an ore of iron.
Nitric acid is prepared in the industry by Haber's process.
Ammonia is prepared by Haber's process.
Sulfuric acid is a monobasic acid.
Nitric
acid is a monobasic acid.
Nitric acid or hydrochloric acid, both can be written. Nitric acid is industrially manufactured by contact process.
Oswald process.
Oswald, yes. Write the equation for the reaction that occur at the anode. This we've done. Okay. So basically you are making oxygen gas and then further going to carbon dioxide. Name the compound added to pure aluminum.
Cryolite and fluorspar.
Cryolite.
Name the compound. Okay, cryolite. One compound they have asked you. So when they ask you one, only cryolite. Explain why is it preferable to use a number of graphite electrodes as
Because
amplifier?
the continuous oxidation at anode, oxygen is revolved.
And it further oxidizes to carbon dioxide. Which
It reacts with anode forming carbon dioxide.
Sorry? Yes, say it again.
The oxygen formed at anode escapes or reacts with the carbon anode, giving carbon monoxide, and it further oxidizes to carbon dioxide, and hence the anode is...
No need to give such stories. You just
What is the answer?
Due to the oxygen
Continuous
at
oxidation.
the anode. Okay, and the anode gets used up. Okay, it gets oxidized. As the anode gets oxidized by the oxygen evolved at the anode.
If I write due to the continuous oxidation of oxygen at anode.
That is also correct. See, anode gets oxidized by the.
What is the keyword here?
Anode is oxidized by the oxygen evolved. Anode getting used up is the keyword, or anode getting oxidized is the keyword. Okay, any one thing you have to write. Okay.
Ma'am, so the answer will be anode gets oxidized by the oxygen evolved.
Evolved, yes. So you can say anode. It is preferable to use number of graphite electrodes as it gets oxidized by the oxygen evolved at the anode. Okay, simple. Make it simple. See, when you are using these important, when you are telling that because of the oxygen evolved at the anode, it is getting oxidized, you are making it clear. No need to go further carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide.
No, ma'am, that was actually mentioned in the textbook. That's why our man told us to mention.
Underline these keywords is acceptable.
Underline the keywords. Always underline. Anode is oxidized. Oxygen evolved. So underline those. Your examiner will not look at anything else. They'll just put a tick there.
The answer which I gave, will I get marks for that?
Of course, you have used the word, no. But you're writing, when you write more, reason why I'm asking you not to go further, because then you contradict your own statement. You will mess up. You'll write something which will be contradictory to something which is correct in the beginning. So then teacher will cut marks. Okay? So that is why. Stick to the point. Short and sweet. Powdered coke is sprinkled over the electrolyte in Hall-Herold's process.
To reduce the loss
To
of
reduce the
radiation and
loss
to prevent the
of
burning of
radiation.
anode.
And in order to prevent the burning of anode.
Correct. Now, the figure given below illustrates the apparatus used in the lab preparation of an acid. Name ABC. Do not give the formula. Tell me, what is A?
Sodium nitrate plus concentrated sulfuric acid.
Potassium nitrate, and B is concentrated sulfuric
And
acid.
C is
nitric acid.
Correct. C is nitric acid. Give the relevant reaction.
NaNO3 plus conc H2SO4 below 200 degrees Celsius will form NaHSO4 plus HNO3.
Yes, less than 200 is important. Concentrated is important. Laboratory prepared acid is yellow in color because
dissolved nitrogen dioxide gas.
The dissolution of nitrogen dioxide
Decomposes forming a
nitrogen dioxide in
means
it.
dissolved imparting yellow color to it.
acid.
To the dissolution of nitrogen dioxide.
Yes, dissolution of the reddish brown gas, that is nitrogen dioxide in the acid. So please mention
one more reason, can we have decomposition of nitric acid?
Decomposition, no, don't use the word decomposition, because it has been told many times in the earlier also this question has come in the board exams. They always insist that please write dissolution, not decomposition. Okay, dissolution is the keyword of the reddish gas.
Text it's mentioned decomposition also.
It decomposes, but on decomposition, what happens? It dissolves, no? It goes into the acid. So you have to mention that. Unless you mention it, you will not get it right. So dissolution of the reddish brown gas, nitrogen dioxide in the acid. Write the reaction in which carbon is oxidized by concentrated nitric acid.
C plus 4HNO3, CO2 plus 4NO2.
H2O and NO2.
NO2 is a ball.
Acid is monobasic. Why?
Because
it has high
it ionizes in one
concentration.
Yeah. Sorry?
Ma'am, it ionizes in one step is correct now.
It ionizes in one step. It produces one hydronium ion per molecule of the acid.
This and reaction for.
Yes, give balanced reaction to support your answer. Now you can give HNO3 plus water gives H3O plus. This is the. And after that, you will give the. See, first you will give this. And then you will give NaOH plus HNO3 gives you NaNO3 plus water. Okay? To support this. that because of this, this is happening, right?
Miss, why have you written that HNO3 plus H2O, that reaction?
Which one?
Miss, where it H3O plus and NO3 minus is produced.
This one, first one?
Yes, Miss.
Yeah, this is showing that it is monobasic in nature.
It
Okay.
ionizes in one step.
It ionizes in one step. This is showing. So this basically HNO3 is made up of H plus and NO3 minus now, bete. So this H plus combines with water to make hydronium ion, and NO3 is given out. Okay.
And ma'am, can we write organic chemistry equations in structural form, or do we have to write in normal equation form?
No, you can write in the structure form or the normal form, whichever you feel comfortable. Both are accepted.
Well, I find structure easy.
So whichever way you feel easy, you make it. Okay, the way you
And for brown ring test, will they ask us to write the reaction?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Similarly for the Nessler's reagent, right?
No. It only you need to know it turns Nessler's reagent brown.
And all the
Excuse
compounds,
me,
will
ma'am.
they ask us the
Yes.
uses?
No.
Ma'am, if they ask
These are
such
not there.
as balance the equation and complete the equation, C2H2 plus I2 gives what? So, ma'am, we have to write the complete iodination of
No, not complete.
ethine.
Only C2H2I2. That's it.
Ma'am, the answer will be C2H2 plus I2 gives.
C2H2I2.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am,
Okay,
in
just
my
add
yeah,
it. It's addition.
yes, ma'am.
So basically, don't get confused. You are just adding. So it's being
Yes, ma'am.
added. No?
Yes, ma'am. But once it was given C2H2I4.
I4, no, never.
Yes, ma'am.
It cannot be. It cannot be. Okay?
Alkyne series are known as acetylene series, like.
Pardon?
Ma'am, just like for alkenes, the name is olefins, and for alkenes, is it acetylene?
Paraffins. No, alkenes.
Paraffins.
Alkenes.
Alkenes is olefins. OLE.
Ma'am, paraffins because it is unreactive at ordinary temperature.
Correct.
And for alkynes, is it acetylene series?
Acetylenic. Yeah. Say triple bond.
And ma'am, is there any rule that whether
I
we
have
have
a
to write?
question.
They will ask you homologous series. So homologous will be family, alkyne series, alkene, alkene. They will not ask you paraffin and all.
Miss,
that.
once again, you can tell
ask
about
the
what you just told
definitions.
now.
Sorry?
And they ask the definition of homologous series functional group.
Yes, homologous, functional group, catenation, isomerism. But then
Miss, once again, you can tell
this
that
can be-
now you have told.
homologous, they can ask you and give a technical term for the following. So they will give you that the successive compound differs by CH2 group. So what is it called?
Homologous
So
series.
Homologous.
So something like that. That can be asked.
Some significance or importance, these are all asked.
No. Theory.
Miss,
There won't be any
Miss-
such theory question. Okay.
Miss, alkenes are called olefins. Just then alkenes are called what?
Alkanes
Paraffins.
are called paraffins. Okay.
Miss, and alkynes?
Alkynes are alkynes, acetylenic. Okay, alkynes. Just say alkyne series. Okay. There's
And
no.
ma'am, are there any rules that, for example, in between 2-methyl, there'll be a dash or there's no dash? Is there any rule like that?
Yes, whenever there are two numbers, you have to put comma. And whenever there is a name and a number, then you put dash.
Okay, ma'am.
Like 2-butene. Okay. Or
Yes,
bu-2-ene.
I have a question on organic
Yeah.
chemistry. Ma'am, it's a structure.
Say.
It's CH3.
Sorry.
CH3.
Yeah.
Dash CH.
CH3
Dash CH.
dash CH.
Dash C.
Yeah.
Dash CH. Double bond.
Here.
CH. Then
Wrong. Structure is only wrong.
ma'am, this is the question given in one of the board
The
PPT
question
paper.
is wrong. See, this is wrong. Even the carbon is not satisfied only.
Yes. HVB Academy.
Yeah. See, have they satisfied the carbon? See, this carbon is satisfied. It is 1, 2, 3 only. So it has to be 1 and 4. Carbon is satisfied by 4 bonds. 4. Now 2, 3, 4 satisfied. Now 2, 3 and 4. Now it is satisfied. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be
Pentene.
pen dash 1 dash ene. 1 and 2 or 1 dash pentene.
Ma'am, or just pentene?
Yeah, that is also accepted.
Well, there is a question that zinc react with sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate, sulfur dioxide, and water. ABCD, which is responsible for the reaction. The option A is oxidizing agent. B is dehydrating agent. C is non-volatile acid, and fourth is
oxidizing.
Dilute acid.
Oxidizing agent. Only because it is oxidizing, it will give SO2.
Okay.
Ma'am,
And ma'am, why does high pressure?
Ma'am, these type of questions we expect in the examination.
No. Don't worry. Paper will be very simple. But yes, you should know that concentrated H2SO4 will give you SO2. Okay?
Ma'am, when iron reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, iron 2 chloride is formed or iron 3 chloride is formed?
When iron is reacted with
dilute hydrochloric acid.
Iron 2 always. Okay, ferrous salts will be formed. Fe plus H2SO4, FeSO4 plus H2. Or with HCl,
Yes,
FeCl2 plus H2. Always iron
Yes,
2.
Ma'am, what will be the test for nitrogen gas if they ask an exam?
It's a neutral gas. It remains neutral to the litmus paper. Okay? All neutral gases, your test is going to be the same. So it remains neutral to the litmus paper.
And ma'am, why does high pressure and low temperature favor exothermic reaction?
Sorry?
Lay chat their spins.
Because there is previous heat.
It's not there. What are you doing? Why are you just getting into things which are not there? Just concentrate on what is there and revise that. Okay?
Ma'am, in one of my Selena book is written in sulfuric acid that nascent oxygen oxidizes non-metal, metal, inorganic and organic. But in the nitric acid part, it is written that nascent oxygen only oxidizes organic, non-metal and metal elements or compounds. So ma'am, which is correct?
We have metal and non-metal. Okay?
Only metal and non-metal, right?
Yeah. Just a moment.
Nitric acid is a good oxidizer for reducing its. Hello?
Ma'am, your voice is not coming.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah, tell me better.
Nitric acid is a good oxidizing or reducing agent.
Oxidizing.
And ma'am, sulfuric acid?
Concentrated
Oxidizing.
sulfuric acid is a good oxidizing. Okay?
Ma'am, a dilute acid, which is a good oxidizing agent, is nitric acid, now.
Nitric, yes.
And ma'am, the product formed in laboratory preparation of nitric acid, is it concentrated or dilute?
Sorry, in laboratory you're talking?
In laboratory preparation of nitric acid, the nitric acid form, is it dilute or concentrated?
68% boiling mixture. Okay, they will not ask you this.
If they ask the question,
reactant side, we are supposed to write whether it's concentrated and dilute. Now, in the product side, if we won't write, that is also accepted.
Yes.
If they ask
Don't
a
write.
question,
It is not, you are not supposed to write in the product. Only
Hello?
the reactant. Only the reactant, yes?
Yeah, hello, Minimus.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Pratham, ma'am.
Yes, Pratham.
Yeah, we have done with all the PDFs, right?
Yes, we are done.
Okay. So everything is done. What all material you need to share with them, you have already shared with them, right?
Correct. We have done.
Okay. So we will ask last 5 more doubts from the students, and after that we'll end the meeting. Okay. So please, it will be last 5 doubts. Please ask one by one, and we'll end this meeting over here. Okay. Please.
So.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyone?
One by one. 1 second.
You can ask.
Yes, Padminish.
Yes, ma'am. I had a doubt, ma'am, that in the book, Selena book, there was a line that higher ratio by weight of alkali is used to counteract the loss by sublimation of NH4Cl, ma'am.
Correct.
Okay, what
Correct.
does this mean, ma'am?
It means that ammonium chloride sublimes on heating, right?
Yes,
It
ma'am.
is a sublimable solid. So
Yes,
if
ma'am.
ammonium chloride is more, it will sublime faster. So calcium hydroxide is more by weight.
Oh, so
that
it kind of
counts
covers it up and
So
all.
it covers it, it does not let it sublime.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
to counteract the loss of sublimation of ammonium chloride.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
That's the reason. Yes, next.
Abhinav. Yes, Abhinav.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, please ask.
Yes, ma'am. I have one question related to a structural formula of organic chemistry.
Yes, please ask.
Ma'am, please note it down.
Yes, I will make. Tell me.
CS3
Just give me 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, CH3.
dash CS2
Yes.
dash CS2 again
Yes.
dash CH
CH. Okay.
and on the above side it is ethyl C2H5 on the above of CH
In the
and the above of CH C2H5 will be there.
here
Means-
C2H5.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And then after CH there will be CH3.
CH3, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it is okay. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This, since ethyl is given to you, they will not give you such things, but still, see, you know that what is alkyl group? Whenever one hydrogen is removed from an alkane, say for example, CH4, when one H is removed from methane, it becomes methyl, right? So similarly, always remember when one hydrogen is removed from an alkane, it becomes alkyl, YL. ANE changes to YL. So this is ethyl. So it will become 2-ethyl pentane. Okay. 5 carbon chain, all single bond.
Okay.
Okay. Next.
Yeah, Purva, please unmute yourself.
Catalytic or catalytic oxidation of ammonia.
Yeah.
If we write the NO in the product site, NO plus H2O.
Yes, this is the catalytic oxidation.
Platinum 800.
Okay.
NO plus H2. Ma'am, it's necessary to write NO plus O2 gives NO2.
No. It's not only this is catalytic oxidation. That's it.
Ma'am, in concise they have given NO plus O2 gives.
No, that is only if they ask you the oxidation chamber, or if they ask you all steps for Oswald process.
Okay.
Then you will give oxidation chamber. You get 2NO plus O2. 50 degrees centigrade, it gives you 2NO2. This is the second one. Third one will be NO2 plus O2 plus
H2O gives HNO3.
This is the absorption.
Okay.
Absorption tar. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Next.
Yes. Last one, Viraj.
Ma'am, I just had a doubt that how is bromine used to identify whether it is a alkane, alkene, or alkyne?
See, bromine in CCl4 solution, it's between the saturated and unsaturated. So when bromine in CCl4 solution is passed through alkene or alkyne, the reddish brown color of bromine will disappear. Okay. Whereas in alkane, it will remain the same. So that's how we differentiate. That's a reagent. Like we are using reagents for others. So this is a reagent used for to differentiate between unsaturated and saturated hydrocarbon.
Yes, ma'am. Like I guess everyone is done right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All the best, children. And please read every question very, very carefully, and you will do well. Paper is going to be easy. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm ending the meeting. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.